BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Over on Dixie for the daily, we are seeing a continued drop down, so this could be a long upper shadow candle or a hammer candle. Watch for a strong red candle next. A strong red candle could bring us back into that previous zone. RSI is starting to curl away as that stochastic drops. VWAP is favoring bearish, bringing momentum and money flow lower. Keep an eye on this, as that could continue to try to push the crypto market up usually, but right now they are acting a little bit more correlated, so we will possibly have to see how things kind of shake out. Maybe they're going to be flat over the next few days as we wait for the new administration to come in. Over on the daily for Bitcoin's dominance, stochastic is starting to roll away, RSI is starting to weaken, VWAP is pushing down, momentum is starting to round, and money flow is in the green. But with that VWAP pushing down, our momentum could bring money flow into the red, and our altcoins could continue to outperform Bitcoin. That's about all that means. Over on total for the daily, we do have an indecision here, so we did try to push forward, tried to push down, didn't really go either way. We're kind of flat for the day overall. Stochastic is pushing up, RSI is pretty flat, VWAP is trying to run up, momentum does want to gain strength, and money flow is in the green. So as long as that VWAP can maintain bullish momentum, we could continue to push forward and see those higher targets. Just watch for a red candle to create a rounding top in this range. If we see a rounding top, we may see a lower low. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a bit of a bullish trend that was going on. It did break away. So like we warned, that bullish trend would not last forever. And with it being such a straight channel, it does end up pulling back. Watch for a higher low. If we can solidify a higher low here and then continue forward for a higher high, then we could gain strength. The MPP is projecting we may break that 1 trillion though, and if we do, then we will have a lower low with lower highs that could try to bring us down. So just keep that in mind as well. Oops, did not mean to go past futures there. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we did push forward, so we did see a decent push up. Again, very indecisive candle though, so we are flat overall. This could be a long lower shadow candle, so that could be positive, as that shows the bears tried to bring us down, but they weren't successful. So again, watch out for a strong red candle tomorrow. If we saw one, that could create a lower top, and then we could see lower highs and lower lows, and then continue lower. But VWAP is bullish, momentum is gaining strength, and money flows in the green, so we do look positive to continue forward as long as we can see continued bullish indicators. Over on our 1 hour, it does look like there is a low chance of pushing down for a higher low. Again, we need that higher low followed by higher highs to see another bullish trend kick us off and pass that 100K. Right now, we are fluttering right at that 100K level for futures, so that could be positive for us, providing we can stay above here. Bitcoin is below futures. We could do graph right now, graph in a bit. Honestly, it's hard to give any kind of price predictions for that long in advance, like all the way to March, because remember, everything's going to be pure speculation. No one really knows where price is going to go. So that's why I do pattern trading and watch for these patterns and probabilities. That's when I take advantage of the market, not try to speculate, oh, we're going to 100, so I'm going to sell at 100. So hope that helps, but we will cover that. Our VWAP is starting to pull back. Yeah, Monday, like we said, could be bullish, and we may see the rest of the weekend kind of sputter out, so that's why things could be crabbing along. We did mention that at the beginning as well, so thanks for reiterating. Stochastic does want to push forward. That VWAP is starting to pull back, so watch that VWAP. If it breaks down, then momentum could roll over, and money flow could make a breakdown. Our MPP does say we could retest that 93K though. So again, if we don't get that higher low and then kind of stay within our range, we could get that 93K test. And if we break that, that's where we could continue lower if we're not careful. Despite if we get the inauguration or after the inauguration or not. Because remember, the charts are going to show you things before the news happens. Stochastic does want to push up here on the daily. So RSI is trying to push forward. VWAP is bullish. Momentum is gaining strength, and money flow is in the green. So we do look positive. This is a possible long lower shadow candle, but it could also be a red hammer candle. So if followed by a red candle, we could retest that support level and try to trend lower. If we break that support, there is a 50% chance of breaking that support according to the MPP. But if we see a bounce off or we see a strong green candle, we do still have that like 113K probability in play here. So we do still have that as a chance, but we did fill that other probability. The probability was a lower high. We did make a lower high. It was a little bit higher than the projection, but this could be that whole move there. So just keep an eye on that, because if that's that whole move there, then the 113K is not as high of a probability. Over on the 1 hour, we are starting to kind of roll away, but overall, we are pretty flat. Again, we may see continued flat action in this range until we see the inauguration get things kind of moving. So it may be kind of a stalled, kind of slow start for us. VWAP is starting to push down. Momentum is starting to round with the red dot. Stochastic does want to break down. So just keep an eye on that. It is in bullish territory. So even if it does push down, that doesn't mean we have to break away. Our RSI is starting to drop, so I would exercise caution if that VWAP stays bearish with lower lows. Right now, we're just tapping bearish territory, so it's not the end of the world, providing we don't make consistent lows and then reject the neutral. If we can avoid doing that, then we can stay in this kind of range without the fear of breaking down through those support levels. So over on graph for the daily, again, I would be looking more. So we have kind of some, let's see, December, see where December started. So December, if we look just in the past month, we went from 31,954 to where we are now. So that was a pretty quick move down in response to a quick move up. So we may see some retracement up toward that range over the next couple months after our inauguration. Other things happen, market kind of stabilizes. Maybe we see some of these SEC cases drop off stuff. VWAP does want to push forward. Momentum is gaining strength. Money flow is trying to break into the green. It's kind of indecisive right now. Stochastic is pushing up and RSI is starting to curl. So overall, I would keep an eye on things. It doesn't look too bullish right now. I don't really have any bullish patterns I could draw to project anything higher than retesting that resistance. And even retesting that resistance right now is speculative without anything to help say we could get there. But beyond that, we do have potential where we could break to our previous range. We did have somewhere in this 42 to 49 cent range. So I would look for a retest of these three ranges up here, at least at max. I wouldn't say we would see like previous all-time highs getting tested unless a lot of money just flowed into the market at once and actually stayed into the market. We may see a lot of money flow into the market over the next month or two, but that money may leave after that month or two, because a lot of people get in, get some quick money, then they get out, or they get wrecked, then get out and don't come back. VWAP does want to push up, momentum does want to gain strength, so we do look positive, providing those lower time frames can hold bullish momentum. So I hope that answered your question for you, Abolisher. If not, let me know. Or if you have any other opinion, let me know as well. I'm always happy to hear your opinion, and we can kind of go back and forth on it if you would like. Stochastic does want to pull back. RSI is starting to drop. VWAP is favoring bearish with a lower low and lower highs. So we do have a bearish trend in here. That bearish trend could bring momentum lower and cause money flow to break into the red. If that were to happen, our MPP does project we may break that 20-cent level. And again, if we break that 20-cent level, the next support level I'm looking at is around that 16,316. We have been in a bull market for quite a while. Our altcoins just aren't really getting the push up that we are seeing in previous bull markets. We have ETFs for things like Bitcoin, XRP. Those, like some of the coins you're seeing pump, are the ones that have ETFs or things going on like Solana. Like Solana might be getting used for some of the things XRP is getting used for. So there's some different kind of things going on with those kind of coins. And other projects like Algo, Graph, they're not really getting much mention, but we have some project. I believe Graph may be in the Grayscale ETF. I think we mentioned that in the Discord. I'd have to check. You could check as well since you're in there. But I believe Filecoin is part of that ETF as well. And then there are other ETFs. So as these ETFs start adding these coins, we may start seeing more stable progression for these coins. So it's a bit different of a market than we have had in previous markets, because it's just not a bunch of crypto bros buying. Now you have your grandma buying an ETF and she's getting some Bitcoin exposure through a big hedge fund and they're holding Bitcoin longer than some FOMO retail buyers going to hold their Bitcoin because they might see a 10% candle and sell off. Stochastic does want to push up. The RSI does look like it is starting to curl away. VWAP is pushing up, and momentum does want to push up. But again, watch that 1 hour. It needs to hold bullish territory. Otherwise, we could continue lower for graph. So over on Anchor for the daily, we do have some kind of sideways action going on here as well. This is coming after a push down, so just exercise caution because this could create a bear flag to break us away. RSI is starting to pull back, so Stochastic wants to round away. That VWAP is pretty flat. Momentum does want to push forward, but the momentum's starting to stagnate as that VWAP is doing the same. If VWAP cannot make it bounce off this neutral area and continue in bullish territory, then we would see Anchor start to pull back. We do have a bearish engulfing candle here, so watch for confirmation, watch for a red candle that breaks that support level. If we see that, then we could push down toward that 3065. Our MPP does still project those higher areas, but that would be providing we can get above these resistances soon. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I meant to go to the 1 hour. Over on the 1 hour, we do have some lower highs and lower lows, so we do have a bearish trend going on here. I would watch that very close because it is going to retest the support level possibly, and it could break it according to the MPP. If we break it, then we are going to continue lower. VWAP is favoring bearish with lower lows and lower highs. Momentum is dropping. Money flow is starting to pull back. Stochastic is dropping and RSI is weakening. Overall, the 1 hour doesn't look very positive. The only positive thing we have right here is a little bit of a gap after this candle. That could give us a temporary push up. We may see a lower high and then reject for a lower low. So I would keep that in mind as well. So if we get bounce up, don't get too excited. It may be temporary. The MPP does say there's a 68% chance of that happening, actually. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I'd say the market's kind of unpredictable right now. It's pretty much like a very speculative market getting brought more into the public eye. So this is what people have been wanting and waiting for. But the sad part is there's a lot of noise with a lot of the meme coins and things. So meme coins are like penny stocks. Most of those penny stocks are companies that are going under and you don't want to buy. Meme coins, most of them are highly speculative. And if you don't know the community, you might get wrecked. So very similar in my opinion. Those are kind of creating a lot of noise, pulling a lot of the money away from these typical projects. So we have things like that. So the market is a little unpredictable due to it changing and becoming hopefully more mature. But I'd want to see some of those meme coins start dropping off instead of people keep creating new meme coins. But we have Solana to thank for that. Momentum is pushing forward. VWAP is gaining strength and money flow is in the bullish territory. So we do look positive on XRP. This is an indecision candle. Just watch for a red candle to break us lower. We could create a rounding top. Hopefully, if we do get a rounding top, we get a higher low, then continue forward. So the market's kind of starting to evolve, and we're going to have to watch who's buying what kind of coins, as those are going to be the coins that are more publicly available. And the more publicly available your coin is, the easier it's going to be for that coin to increase in price. So we haven't seen much news on like Graph, Anchor, them being used as heavy as we have XRP, Bitcoin, Solana. So we're seeing XRP, Bitcoin, Solana possibly go up, and then our other coins are going down. So you have things like that going on that are just weren't happening in previous bull markets because we didn't have ETFs. So we had people that knew the tech, had to get into the tech to buy the tech, and now it's just anyone can buy and the money can flow into wherever they want. With the ETF, ETFs can be a mix or they could be a straight just one coin, depending on which ETF you're buying, who has the ETF, and so on. So usually, like stocks, they can be comprised of many different coins or many different stocks, and then you can buy one ETF for whatever the amount is, and then you're buying like little micro shares like you would micro coins of a cryptocurrency. Momentum does want to push down. VWAP is starting to favor bearish, so I would keep an eye on this VWAP. We do have a lower high with a lower low. Momentum is breaking down, stochastic is falling, and RSI is pulling back. So despite this push up, we are seeing a little bit of a retracement, but this retracement isn't necessarily the end of the world. It does look like we are trying to consolidate here. So if we do create consolidation, we could kind of see a little consolidation, then a break forward, little consolidation, break forward. So keep that in mind. Oh man, excuse me, have gas today. So that could be the trend that's going on, and it could continue. Usually the trend is your friend until it ends, and it's hard to tell when it will end. Now, our MPP does say there is a chance of hitting almost $4 for XRP, so that's almost a dollar gain from where we are right now. Again, don't jump on it just because they appeared, but that could be a very positive move for anyone who's been holding. I know a few people that have been holding from like 20 cents or 50 cents, so very good gains have been made on XRP. Over on Algo for the daily, we've got pretty good gains going on here too. I had to see what kind of news is going on for Algo. I haven't heard too much personally on anyone investing in them, so I'd had to do more research on what's going on with Algo because they do seem to be pumping along with XRP right now. I know they do have very similar functionality to XRP, and that's why I've bought Algo in the past, just kind of hedge in the same kind of like market. But I would watch because just because they're similar doesn't mean they're both going to get used. VWAP does want to push up. Momentum is gaining strength. Money flows in the green. Stochastic is running up, and RSI is pushing forward. So we do look positive here. Over on the 1 hour, we do have some consolidation going on possibly. So again, watch for that consolidation, then a run up, consolidation, run up. That could be the trend that we're seeing right now. The highs and lows might not connect too well, so we might not have a rising channel. I hate when the box appears right where I want to click. Yeah, so we could have a rising channel if that box would disappear. So we have a touch here, and a touch here. So that's 3 touches. Usually after the third, you get your break. We tried to invalidate that bearish possibility, and now we're breaking away from our channel. So this could end up giving us a pullback, I'd say somewhere around like this 44.30. So I would watch. That could be a lower low if we're not careful in this micro trend. If we get a lower low, we could end up breaking away. Momentum is starting to push down. VWAP is favoring bearish. Stochastic and RSI are pulling back. So we don't look the strongest here right now unless we can pull back with a higher high with higher lows and create a new bullish trend. I think the altcoins could take off at any time. If we look at dominance here, this is why we cover dominance. We want to see this dominance continue to weaken. If this dominance continues to weaken here, then our altcoins are going to have that potential to push up. Because remember, dominance just shows how Bitcoin's doing versus our altcoins. So if this starts to slip here, we do have a lower high. So if we can get that lower low and then continue below there, that's where Bitcoin can still push forward, because this just means, is Bitcoin gaining against altcoins? If it is, this is going up. If it's not, this is going down, and our altcoins can make an altcoin season. Now, we saw the ETF inflows for Bitcoin. We saw it for Ethereum. Didn't really do anything for Ethereum. That's why I got rid of my Ethereum. I was sick of it. And about between the inflation and it not moving very much, I just said goodbye. I didn't have very much to begin with. But I would watch, because if this continues to drop, then that's where those altcoins are going to start to pop, and that will be very beneficial for us. But we need those lower dominance highs, and we need the rest of the market to show bullish indicators as well. Right now, we see some bearish indicators showing on our market with this kind of dropping. This could mean we could weaken, because remember, Bitcoin could lose more than our altcoins, and then that would be a case where dominance would still continue to drop while Bitcoin dropped. But if we see those altcoins start to gain some more life signs, like these lower time frames, that VWAP starts to gain further strength here on the daily, on the hourly. If we could see this VWAP like bounce back and become more bullish while that dominance is weakening, then that gives us that kind of indication that our altcoins may start to run up. Bitcoin may be kind of flat, stagnant, and then we could see that alt season. So that's kind of the things we're looking for, and that's why we cover that Bitcoin dominance every day, because that's going to be like our key metric of when is that altcoin season going to kind of happen. Right now, it does look like we are on the verge of that being a possibility with that dominance against getting that lower high. Again, we need that lower low and to continue to see this to drop while other things continue to pump up. So hopefully we see more of that happen over the weekend and after the inauguration, like you mentioned, because once if that were to happen, then we're going to see our other coins run up. And then if that were to happen, we are talking like trillions could flow into XRP, I heard, or in billions just in this year. That is speculation, but that could be a very big pump for XRP. That again, that has use case, so that's why it's pumping. Coins with more use case, they're going to pump more than coins with less use case. Render, I believe, was in that ETF I mentioned earlier in the video with File and I believe it was Graph. Again, I'd have to check the Discord. So things that have like ETFs and things assigned to them, those would be the ones that you're probably going to see pop off better than the ones that might not have it, like Ethereum, which is a big loser right now, and then PYR, which is a pretty big loser, and SHIB. So like these coins, they're going to be a little more speculative than something where there's an ETF where anyone can buy into. So I hope I answered all your questions. If not, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to probably cut the video here. If no one else has any questions, I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Otherwise, thank you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and join us in that Discord. We appreciate all of you for watching. Yeah, if you're good, just let me know that too is well abolished, or otherwise, shortly I'm going to cut the video here. I don't want to cut you off if you're in the middle of typing something, though, so that's why I haven't hit the end stream yet. So, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. I appreciate all of you. All right, I'll take that as I've answered all your questions, hopefully. If not, feel free to reach out to me in the Discord, and I'll get them answered probably later tonight. Got a busy night. So, thank you all for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I appreciate it.